Welcome to Film to Screen. We're Katie and Astrid, and we talk about movies, TV shows, and anything we're currently obsessed with. And today we're going to be talking about Monsters, Inc. But first, let's get to the news.
I mentioned Top Gun Maverick yesterday to you, but it's in the Top Gun Maverick is now in the top 10 domestic grossing movies of all time, meaning US and Canada combined, like the gross that it's made in those two countries.
I think I saw that it passed up Titanic, and now it's number 7.
It's number 7.
Passed up Titanic. And I still have not seen the movie.
Yeah, I'll get it on Blu-ray and then I'll get it on digital so you can watch it that way. But
okay. For free.
It's actually really good.
I know. I'll have to see it for myself. So, next news story.
Christopher Nolan's next movie, even though it's been, like, people have known about it for a while, it's been officially announced, and I'm really excited for it.
Okay, what's this movie called? Because I don't know.
I have no idea how to say it, but it deals with, I believe, the Manhattan Project with the atom bomb and stuff, but the cast is stacked. Like, oh boy. Yeah, it's that one.
I found it. Yeah. Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I think so. I get tongue twisted, so I cannot say stuff.
No, you're good. I just wanted to get the title out there so the audience knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, I
apologize
my
if
best.
I pronounced it incorrectly, but Oppenheimer.
And Killian Murphy, I believe, is playing the lead role. So
who is
Killian Murphy?
What has he been in?
He's been he was in the Nolan Batman movies as Scarecrow. He was in Dunkirk.
Well, I really haven't seen those.
But at Peaky Blinders, I think is how you say it. He was in that show.
So I really don't know this actor. Okay.
You've probably seen him in something.
Maybe I'll see his face and be like, oh, he's in that, because I'm really good with faces. Like,
yeah.
I was watching a movie last night and I was like, I know that person. They look so familiar. And then I go on IMDb and I'm like, yeah, I'm right.
Speaking of faces, I looked at a copy of, going on a tangent here, but looked at a copy of The Forever Purge, and on the back I recognized an actor. I'm like, hey, that looks like Namor for the actor that plays him in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And it was. So.
Did you say Forever Purge?
Yeah.
Were you watching The Purge?
No,
because that is not you.
I put away disc, Katie, so I look at movie
cases
cases all day.
Okay,
so that's how I found that out.
So the actor that's playing Namor in Wakanda Forever
was in The Forever Purge,
Forever Purge, which I still have not seen that series. Okay, so that's cool. You want to talk about
There's one. So this is gonna be a tongue twister for me, but this is like so shocking to me, considering the fact how many recognizable movies this company has produced and made and stuff. But Everything Everywhere All at Once topped $100 million gross worldwide, and that's the first A24 movie to do that.
I love A24 movies, and I still have not seen that one.
No, yeah, but it's like
I know A24. I really want to.
The amount of the amount of movies that A24 has produced and made and stuff that people would probably recognize is crazy. Like, one of my favorite movies is from A24, and it's like,
what movie?
Uncut Gems.
Okay. My favorite A24
which I will probably talk about.
Yeah. My favorite A24 movie, which I would also love to talk about, is The Florida Project with Willem Dafoe.
You've seen?
Oh, it's such
wasn't
a good movie.
He was nominated for
movie. I've watched it many times.
He was nominated for
It just
supporting
left
actor for
Netflix,
that.
and I'm upset.
But I think he was nominated for like best supporting actor, and that was like the only nomination they got, which is crazy.
It's a very good movie if you ever want to watch it. Great movie. That's my favorite A24 movie. But that's really cool for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I still need to see it. I know I'm a horrible moviegoer. I feel like also it's been an insane news week with the Warner Brothers and
oh my god,
HBO Max Kitty, and Discovery.
You want to know something crazy about the Batgirl thing situation?
Yes,
I've seen the actress that was gonna play Batgirl perform live just by chance.
What do you mean?
Like, I've seen, like, she's the singer and stuff. Like, the actress is a singer, and I was at this concert thing, and she had did a collaboration with one of the artists there, and she performed with them. I have a video of it too that I can send you.
Okay, that would be really cool. Yeah, if you want to send it to me.
No, yeah, it's like that whole situation's like insane.
It's insane. Like, will we ever?
There's gonna be a lot coming out about it.
Well, it's literally like every day something new comes out about
No,
it.
yeah.
Like I wonder if we're ever gonna see that movie.
No, they're like shelving it and like almost outright canceling it because
But that's
most
insane
people.
because it was
No,
literally almost done.
no, it was almost done. It was like 70 to $90 million just in the production, I think, and like they're gonna tax write it off or something, so that they may get money off of that.
I
And I
know, but
think it's
that's
because
just
the thing is that it could be that they may not think they will get their investment back on it because like you have to account the production costs, like the actual filming cost of it and the marketing cost, so they may not think they'll make even with that.
that's
So,
just still insane.
and that's
and Michael Keaton was gonna be Batman in the movie.
yeah.
We
my
could have seen
Keaton's-
him as Batman again.
Oh my Michael Keaton.
Apparently,
maybe
he's
in-
like supposed to show up in a ton of DC movies just as Batman, as his version.
yeah, the Flash, but I may not see that one. Ugh.
Why is that not shelved?
I know that, and that cost 200
I
million.
wondered. Also, it's Ezra Miller, so.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about
But I mean, the good news for Warner Brothers is the Joker too.
yeah, I'm not attempting. I'm just gonna call it Joker too, because I am not attempting to say that name.
Oh,
I think
has
it's
a name.
No, yeah, there's actually a name, and
Well,
it's
I'm
known
excited.
that was the name for a while. So,
I'm excited because it's gonna be a musical.
did you even see the first one? No, you
Yes,
did.
I have.
No,
Oh
you
my
did,
God.
but you did not know it was rated R until one of the
Oh
final
yeah,
scenes.
yeah. No, I remember because I texted you. I was watching the Joker. Fun story. I was watching the Joker, because I was like, I need to see this before the Oscars, because I wanted to see Joaquin Phoenix's performance in the movie. So I was watching it, and then I get to the end where it gets like all insane and stuff, and I'm like, this is not rated PG-13. It cannot be. So I checked, and I was like, it's rated R. So I texted you. I was like, I didn't know this was rated R.
No, I did.
So I was just straight up confused. I was like, this is brutal. I'm not opposed to it, but yeah. So the whole movie until the end, I thought it was PG-13.
No, yeah, because it really doesn't go. The rated like the reason why it's rated R, I think it's not really there until the last second.
But I'm excited because it's gonna be a musical with Lady Gaga. So
Well, it may not be like a musical. It's like
there's gonna be,
it's an interpretation of a musical. I think I would have heard. What kind of Walking
But,
Phoenix was in Walk the Line? So
since Lady Gaga's in it,
Yeah.
there's gonna be music. There has to be.
yeah,
You can't just
I
not
still
put
cannot
her.
believe Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn.
I'm excited for it. Let's go. 2023.
I'm not
Let's
saying
go.
it's like shocking, but it's like crazy.
Was there any other news stories from this week, or was that it?
No, well, it was from a couple weeks ago, but Dune Part 2 is filming for its release
Dune.
next year. And the funniest part about Dune from last year is that in all the marketing, even on like the the covers of the Blu-rays, it just says Dune. But once you see it, like one of the first things, like the title card says Dune, and then right under it says Part 1. Like nowhere in the marketing it says Part 1, but it's a book, so yeah.
Still have not seen the first movie.
They're not gonna like, knowing the directors, they're not gonna cram all the stuff in the book into 2.5 hours.
Well, I still need to see the first movie.
Well, won a couple Oscars, so yeah.
I know. I'm bad at movie
And
watching.
someone-
I just watch.
And
I've
someone,
just watched the same movies over.
yeah, I remember for the Oscars, like speaking of Dune, someone was like, "Why is like Jason Momoa there?" And I'm thinking to myself, Jason Momoa was in Dune. Dune's nominated
was
for
in the
Best
first
Picture.
one.
He will most likely be at the Oscars because his movie was nominated.
And now it's time to talk about Monsters Inc. Astrid, this is your turn.
I don't necessarily remember when I first started liking Monsters Inc. I just have always loved it. So
Yeah.
I loved it so much to the point where I literally broke a VHS tape of it.
I do not remember that story.
I've been physically told that story, and I found that so funny.
Interesting. I feel like that's me with the Black Cauldron.
Really?
Yeah. I watch that all the time.
On Disney Plus, I'm assuming.
Oh, but also on the VHS tape.
Did we actually have VHS
Yes, we
tape of
had
that?
one of the
That's
Black Culture. How else would I
definitely
have
an.
watched it?
It's not the typical movie you would think
I
of
know,
that
but I
would be on a
remember watching
VHS
it as a
tape.
kid, and how else would I have watched it?
Fair.
It's not like Disney Plus was a thing back in the 2000s.
That's why Disney Plus is a good thing now.
Yes, that is very true. So, you don't remember when you started liking Monsters Inc. It's
No,
just
I just has always loved Monsters Inc. pretty much since I was a baby.
yeah, because it came out like right when you were born.
It came out 9 months and 1 day.
After or before?
Yeah, after.
After. Okay. Okay. See, so it was
The premiere was on someone else's birthday too.
okay, that's cool. So yeah, like you literally grew up with this movie, and that's one of the main reasons why you love it so much.
Yeah, because it's just like a childhood thing.
Yeah, and so you have a lot of nostalgia for it, but also it's a very good movie.
Yes, it is.
So it's not just the nostalgia making it one of your favorites. It's because it's a great film and a great Pixar movie.
Yeah, it's not. I've seen people talk about it in the conversation of one of the better ones, but it's not. If I see it in someone's top 5, I'm kind of surprised because it's not normally in someone's top 5. Like they say, like a Toy Story, Incredibles type,
Yeah.
like those
Yeah.
movies.
I mean, it definitely is on the top of most people's lists, but maybe not in the top 5.
Yeah, top 10,
Yeah, top
most
10 at
likely.
least. I
So
mean, there's only 25 Pixar films. Only. That's a lot, but there's only 25, so obviously it would be in the top 10 at least.
yeah,
So, would you like to start going through the movie? Or do you have some fun facts before we get into it?
Monsters Inc. was the 4th Pixar film to release, and so when it was released in 2001, which I have some opinions on that, and another movie.
What other movie?
If you don't know what other movie I have an opinion on with Monsters Inc., you are insane.
Yeah, but
Not
the
to know.
audience doesn't know.
No, I'm
I
talking
know.
specifically to you right now.
Oh, well, I do.
But I don't know if I'm gonna mention it because people.
If anyone wants to know, it's Shrek.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I'm just
Um,
calling you out here.
so when it was originally released in 2001, people would think that this would be Shrek, but Monsters Inc. is actually the highest grossing movie that was released, animated movie that was released in 2001, which it doesn't beat out Shrek by much, I think, but it beat out Shrek in
But
that
the important thing is
aspect.
it beat out Shrek. And don't get me wrong, I love Shrek. But we're talking about Monsters Inc. here,
Yeah,
so
also Shrek criticizes Disney, which is also the second one's better, I think.
oh yeah, Shrek 2. I
I
watched
think
that
the
a lot
second one
more.
introduces Puss in Boots, which yeah. Why am I going into Shrek? But
Yes.
and it was Monsters Inc. was also the 3rd highest grossing movie of the year, only behind the franchise movies of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone
Mm-hmm.
and Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, I think.
So it did pretty well for an original
Yeah, it
film.
made over almost $600 million in 2001, 2002.
Yeah, so that's I mean, it is
Pretty
Pixar,
much
so
$500 million.
so you would think it would do really well. So that's good.
And it was only the fourth one. It's only the fourth one, so
Yep.
it,
So they were still trying to
Pixar
get
was
their
yeah.
feet planted in the industry. So would you like to start going through the plot?
The two main characters, and I'm going to go into characters for a second before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plot.
do whatever you want.
So the two main characters are James P. Sullivan, or Sully,
Sally.
who was voiced by John Goodman,
Mm-hmm.
and Mike Wazowski, who was voiced by Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
And so they are both employees at a energy factory, I'm going to say, called Monsters Inc., which is where the movie name comes from. And what Sully's job is to scare kids to get power. And one, I really have to go into the details of the plot to even get to the main part of the plot. But so a running joke in the movie is Mike not turning in his paperwork. And when Sully goes to retrieve some of Mike's paperwork to turn in, he notices a door in one of the stations. And when he goes to check the door, after he goes to check the door, he sees and closes it. A little girl comes out,
Mm-hmm. And who is
and
this little girl?
boo.
I'm scared.
Oh, come on. And basically, they have to find a way to get her home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you want to start at the beginning
Beginning
of the
of.
movie? How does the movie start?
So, the beginning of the movie, it's kind of a fake out because you think a monster is scaring a kid, but it's actually a simulation for new possible scarers that they're about to hire. And
It's like a job interview.
yeah, but it's kind of a fake out, so you don't know that initially, but you find that out. And so you get in in the scene you get introduced to like some side characters, but you mainly get introduced to Water News, who is kind of the boss of Monsters Inc.
How did I not know his name was Water News?
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know what name I would have given him, but Water News is not one of those.
It, um, yeah, Water News is his name. So,
Okay.
um, and then Water News says like they need scarers, like, and then you get introduced to Sully sleeping, and gets a an air horn in his face by Mike, which I
Well,
still
that's a
find
great
funny.
way to wake up.
I'm not
Honestly,
sure if
I
it's
would have
an
been
air
like,
horn.
Mike, I'm just gonna slap that air horn right out of your hand.
I don't
Shut
remember
up.
that exactly, but yeah. So they get and
Honestly, Mike reminds me of a gym bro. He's like, man, we gotta wake up.
which is funny in the context of the prequel. A lot of this movie is funny when you give into the context of the prequel a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and they just show a training montage essentially of Mike training Sully to scare kids,
So literally,
which sounds
he's
so
a gym
weird.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, we should be worried. We got a gym bro in our hands.
Oh my god. And he mentions of being a volleyball too, which is kind of funny, or dodgeball. Um,
Where was that?
yeah, and at the end of the movie when he's doing the comedy bit.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah,
So
I get it now.
So they just go through the training montage, and then they get to a new commercial comes on for the movie for Monsters Inc. And this is where the main joke, one of the main jokes that people will talk about the movie, is Mike getting blocked by I think the M.
Yes. Yeah, this
And
is
people got mad that they did not block Mike on the posters for Monsters at work, and people edited posters for him to
Oh,
get
that's
blocked.
so funny.
Yeah.
No, they did not.
No, yeah, they literally did not block him. Because I think it was a
Disney,
different.
Pixar, what were you doing?
I think it
Clearly,
was like a different. Like it was Pixar, but it was like different. Not the film
okay,
studio
it
that
wasn't
did it. It was
Pixar
like a different.
animation.
It
It
was a
was a
different. It was a different division or something that did
okay,
the
but
show, but it was
literally,
Pixar.
it's so funny because it's always the fans that make.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I want to look at those now.
yeah. What I
But
find
no,
funny.
I was gonna say that's literally one of my favorite running jokes in Disney or Pixar movies is Mike getting blocked by
Like he
something.
even gets blocked, like a pre-show of a freaking attraction at a
Oh
Disney park.
yes, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor or MILF,
Yes,
my favorite acronym.
you
Where he
you
gets blocked in the pre-show
yeah.
video. I love that.
So when one of my kind of a funny foreshadowing moment of the movie is when Sully and Mike are walking to work is when I think Sully jokes to Mike about seeing him on Monstrapolis's Most Wanted, which is kind of a call for what's gonna happen in the movie, I feel. Um,
Wait. Go back. Yeah, no, you're totally right. That's such a foreshadowing moment. I never even noticed that.
yeah, I think I noticed that in the past year. They get to work and then you I'm not gonna talk about the side characters much, but there's two characters that kind of say Sully's name wrong. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, it's those like two janitors or
Yeah,
something.
they do pop up a lot, but they don't. They're like mostly
Yes.
side characters. But
Yeah.
you then you they get to their locker rooms, and then this is where you meet Randall, which is
Oh,
the villain of the movie, which is also real funny when
really?
you understand the context, take into context of the prequel movie, which is
We'll
Monsters
definitely talk about
University.
we'll definitely talk about Monsters University one day. Cause okay, if you listen to our intro episode, I talk about Monsters University. Or did I? I can't remember.
No,
But
I think you
anyway,
did.
Monsters University. I think it's an underrated Pixar movie. I really love it. And I just don't think people give it enough credit where credit is due. I,
Yeah,
I, I really like it. So I would love to talk about the movie one day.
yeah. Also people have pointed out a plot hole when Mo- um with Monsters University and Monsters Inc. when Mike and Sully are walking to work. Mike says like, "Oh, you've been jealous of me since like the fourth grade or something," but Monsters University reveals they met in college, but
Yep.
the
I
movie was
actually,
made in the early 2000s, so
yeah.
I don't think they necessarily knew that they
No,
were going to make a prequel to the
no, they
movie when they
never,
made the original one. So that is
no,
not a
they
plot hole,
weren't
in my
thinking
opinion.
that. I mean, I actually made a video on that plot hole on my
Oh my
TikTok.
god.
So I know about that plot hole. But like I mean, it's the that kind of thing where yeah, you're not really thinking about, oh, we might make a prequel down the line.
Yeah, I think that's also in some TV show, like li- live action TV shows, like what, like the
Stranger Things.
character. I'm thinking of Friends, but
Oh, I was thinking Stranger Things because it was supposed to be an anthology series. So
yeah,
they're not thinking, oh, down the line in season 4.
yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
so
this
it's like that
happen
kind of
or
thing.
something? But
Yeah.
granted, one thing that people pointed out about season 4 is kind of, and connecting to those seasons is kind of
Yes,
clever when you
yes.
take it.
There are some hints that
You know
Vecna
who
was in
is
the
what?
other.
Yeah. But
What were you going to talk about with Friends?
no, so in the first episode, like in the first season, in the first scene of the show, it's implied that that was the first time Chandler was meeting Rachel, but later on in the show, in flashbacks, it's revealed that Chandler already knew Rachel in like high school, college, like that, when they were like
Okay.
that age. But
Yeah.
then again, it's the pilot of a show. They're in the first season. They're not necessarily. They don't
Yeah.
know when you make a show. You don't necessarily know if you're going to get a second season right away.
Or
So I
even
don't
get
blame that.
past the pilot.
Yeah, because you film the pilot, I think, and then you submit it to the network, and if they like the pilot enough, they pick it up and greenlit the rest of the season. Like
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory, the pilot that we see was not the original pilot.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, because Penny wasn't even in the original pilot, and it was like,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay, we have really gone off on a
yeah, we
tangent.
have.
Okay, let's go back to the movie.
But where was
We
I?
were talking about the plot hole in Monsters
No,
Inc. And we were talking
so
about Randall.
yeah, so Randall shows you this. You meet Randall, and then I love Monsters Inc. But I get confused about it sometimes, and the plot sometimes. But you meet Randall, and then they kind of joke around. Obviously, you can tell there's a rivalry between them because there's
Specifically Randall and Mike.
yeah, it's kind of interesting because, but
Well,
there's
it's
a
like it is between Randall and Sully because they're trying to be the top scarer, but it feels like the rivalry is more between Mike and Randall, which you can see from the prequel where they're roommates. And it comes from that.
no, yeah, come, but so they kind of joke around about the who's gonna break the record first, and then you go into the going to a window on the scale floor, and So the main incident that happens on this girl floor is George getting the sock on his back.
Wait. Let me say it. 2319. We got 2319.
Yes, and then the CDA gets introduced, which is the
Child Detection Agency.
Yeah,
I got it right? Yeah.
Oh, shut up. So from that, trying to figure out how even. I'm not gonna go through it like in detail because that's gonna take a while. But so after that, like the scare floor gets closed and pretty much they're done. And then Sally has a conversation with Water News about training new scare recruits, which is from the opening scene. And this does come into play later, which is probably why they mention it in the movie. So after that, they go. It seems repetitive, but they go back into the. Jeez, I love this movie. My memory on it sometimes goes crazy, but they go back into the locker rooms. Mike mentions that he has a date with another monster named Celia, and do not do that. And Mike asks for odorant, not deodorant, which is so funny.
Yes, because of course monsters would use odorant instead of deodorant because they want to smell nasty.
And I think the one Mike chooses is wet dog.
My least favorite smell in the world. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I hate the wet dog smell.
So Mike goes on his date with Celia. And in between that,
at a sushi restaurant, music for a sushi restaurant. They should play that there at Harryhausen's. Harry, you get it? You get it?
Oh, shut up.
They're at a sushi restaurant and it's named Harry. Oh, sorry. I'm a big Harry Styles fan.
In between the Mike's date. So this is when you see Sully going to retrieve Mike's paperwork that he left on his desk. And this is when when Sully sees Boo's door. And he's kind of curious because it's like, why is there a door here right now?
Yeah, why is there just random door? We should all be home. And the door should be
leaving, not home.
Okay,
but
fine, leaving. But the door should be gone.
Yeah, and he notices that like the red light's on, meaning that it's activated, so he can go through. And he opens the door and realizes no one's there. And then he closes it again, and then you hear his tail drop, and you can see a little girl. I'm not sure if she says kitty. I think she does because there's a pin that Disney releases says that. So I think that's what she says. And then Sully freaks out and tries to get her back into the room multiple times, but it will not work. And he falls on some of her toys, and then notices someone else coming in and runs to the bathroom. And then it's revealed that it's Randall who is coming in because Randall's trying to kidnap Boo, which is why the door's there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow. But you see Sully's multiple attempts to get rid of the evidence that he was in a kid's room and touch some of its items. And so he stuffs it in a locker, and then when he turns around, you see Boo on his back. So Boo's still in the monster world. And he's trying to... This part's kind of funny. So Celia asks Mike, says like the most beautiful monster in Metropolis or something, and then he says Sully, and because Sully pops up against the freaking window that he's next to.
Yeah, and she's like, "How dare you?"
And then Sully comes in saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna order something," and then chaos ensues in Harryhausen's because of Boo freaking running around everywhere.
Yep.
And so they quickly run out with Boo in a Chinese box, which is a Pixar Easter egg.
Wait, whoa. That's a Pixar Easter egg?
Yeah, that Chinese food box.
How?
It's in a lot of Pixar movies, so it's
whoa. What Pixar movies is it in?
Inside Out, A Bug's Life, I think. It's in Pixar movies.
Okay, so it's in.
It's considered an Easter egg.
Interesting. I never knew that.
I did a Kahoot quiz and it said that's the one that's in the most Pixar movies.
What?
And it said
What
with the
about the Pizza Planet?
truck. Yeah, I clicked that and then it said I don't know, but
Because obviously the Pizza Planet truck is in every Pixar movie except The Incredibles.
It's in the second one though.
Yes, it's in the second one.
Okay.
I know where the Pizza Planet truck is in every Pixar movie.
Like, come on.
You know, the useless
Toy
knowledge I
Story.
have.
Toy Story is the most obvious one, obviously.
Well, no, duh. Because it comes from that movie.
Yeah. So when they run out quickly with Boo in the box, and Mike wants to go back for Celia, who's still in the area of the restaurant. And then it gets encased in a dome to cause everyone that's still in that dome to stay in. And the CDA comes in again because there's a human kid in the monster world. So they're like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And you see montages of people, monsters, giving like accounts of a kid. And I noticed on one of my last viewings of Monsters Inc., there is a dad with their kid in the back, and they were waving their kid's hand to the camera.
What?
Yes, that's actually in the movie.
Like acting like, oh, we're on TV?
Yes.
You know, like how people do in real life where they're like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, there's a TV camera. Oh my gosh, I need to check that out.
I'm not joking.
They're waving their. Oh, that's so cute.
Yes, and so Mike and Sully are freaking out about having a human kid in their apartment. I think I have the pop figures for these, but I had to get the rest of the pop figures for the 20th anniversary of this movie. So, they're freaking out, and Boo pulls out a CD, and Mike gets mad about his CDs falling and being alphabetical order. Okay. And so Boo starts crying, and Sully gives Boo little Mikey. And Mike gets mad because obviously it says plush. I don't even know how to say this without laughing. And then Sully was like, Sully's wants Boo to have the bear because Boo was calm with it. And then Mike tries to get it and goes into a trash can, and a speaker falls on him, and Boo laughs, and all the lights go out everywhere. So,
and this is where they kind of get the idea.
Yeah, because they're like
later
what?
on in the movie that
the
laughter could actually work.
Monsters at Work gives context to that too, and even though I have not finished the first season, I'm bad.
How dare you?
Oh. Then they try to get Boo to sleep, and Boo wants to go to sleep in Sully's bed.
As she should.
And then
she's smart.
Okay. And this is when it's revealed that Boo's monster is Randall, which explains why Randall would most likely have access to Boo's door to try and kidnap her. So Mike's trying to think of a plan to get rid of Boo, and then you go into the... Then next you see pretty much Mike and Sully taking Boo to the factory in this costume made out of Sully's chair, and they make up an excuse like it's bring your obscure relative to work day, I think. And Water News goes with that.
He's like, yeah, that makes sense.
He's like, I must not heard the company memo or something. And
obviously not, because why would the boss get the memo?
Yeah. And so you see CDA agents combing the lobby of...
Yeah, they're just running rampant because
found
there's
the
a
bag.
human child.
No, also they found the bag of
Monsters
Inc. bag
they found
in the restaurant.
Bag.
Yeah. So they try to think of a plan to get Boo's door back. Sully plays a peek-and-boo game with Boo in the bathrooms. Yeah. And he thinks he loses her when Mike comes in, and then they realize Randall's coming in, and they go into a stall, to hide from them because they don't have anywhere else to go. And during this, Randall's like slamming stall doors because he realizes someone's there, and then right as he slams the door to the stall that Mike, Sully, and Boo are in, his assistant reveals a newspaper where you can see Mike in the back of the photo, and then Randall is trying to find Mike after that because he knows he was at the restaurant when Boo was there. And Sully and Boo are in like a separate area of the factory, more of like an office building type section, like the way it's designed. And Boo somehow gets into a trash bin and almost gets into a trash bin, and Sully thinks she's in the trash bin, going down to the trash
And he's like, oh,
compactor type
shoot.
area.
Wait. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
shoot, I just killed a child. Which, it's a choice. His facial reactions are so hilarious in that scene. He just pulls his face down like, oh my gosh.
The gifs of that, I love it. But
yes.
So he thinks Boo's in this cube of trash and freaks out. And when Mike finds him, he's crying. And when he gives Mike the freaking cube of trash, Mike like drops because it's so heavy. I'm like, okay. But then it's revealed that Boo was not in there. It was just one of the little eyepieces, which was a lamp, most likely.
And she's with all the other kids.
Yes, who also think she's a monster, but she's not, obviously. Yeah. So the teacher that's assisting the kids think Sully is Boo's dad. And he's like, no. But
he's like, straight up, no, that's not my child. Don't even say it is.
But this is Randall had given so before Mike finds Sully, Randall gave Mike an ultimatum about putting Boo back in her door. So, and he gave him a time frame to do it. So when Sully finds out about Randall giving Mike this deal, he's like, no, I'm not doing that, because he, like, there's some indication that Sully's kind of like worry of giving up this kid to their rival. So Mike goes in, he gets captured by Randall in this box. Mike and Boo hide from Randall, so Randall doesn't know that they're there, and sees him bringing out this box and putting it into like a cart that looks like scream canisters, where the screams get held once they're taken. And they follow Randall to what seems like an empty dead-end hallway, but Boo...
I don't know why, but it's like, I don't know why it reminds me of like a sewer or something.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like somewhat of the sewer, not like sewers, but it's an underground type, because
it has all the pipes and stuff.
Yeah, you kind of see that in Monsters at Work too. So, but so they figure out there's like a hidden layer with this machine that's supposed to extract screams from kids artificially, because they're scared as all hell. But they realize they captured Mike, not Boo. And Randall's like, where is the kid? But Sully unplugs their machine, and Randall goes to plug it back in, but when he plugs it back in, his assistant's replaced with Mike. So Boo took Mike, obviously.
Or like Mike was replaced with the assistant.
Yeah, I say things wrong.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make it clear.
So when they're running out, Mike's all excited that they're like free, like to get away from Randall. But Sully remembers that Water News asked them to do the scream demonstration, which I mentioned that before. And so he's gonna like Water News coaxes him into doing it, even though Sully does not want to do it.
Yeah, because he's trying to get Boo back
No, yeah, he's trying to
to the
explain
human
to.
world. And he's like, this is kind of a detour and this is not the best idea. But he goes with it, which he probably could have found a way to be like, no, actually, I'm busy with something. Like, I need to take my niece home or something. He could have said that.
Yeah, but Boo runs into a little set where it's being demonstrated, and
Which is a bad thing.
yeah, and the reason why it's a bad thing is that Boo realizes that Mike, Sully can also be scary. So she gets terrified and runs away from Sully and goes trips over wires, and the hood of her costume comes off, revealing that she's a human to a Water News who's in the room. And this is when Mike and Sully get banished. And
Banished to
the Himalayas.
the Himalayas.
But this is also when it's revealed that Water News is in cahoots with Randall. For this
dun, dun, dun.
Be careful when you do that. It is very loud. But they get banished, and Sully's freaking out because he doesn't want Boo to get hurt by Water News and Randall. And another figure shows up, which is the Yeti, who has also been banished, which is they're kind of alluding to the fact that the abominable snowman in like you may hear was the Yeti from Monstropolis, I'm guessing.
So wait. So the Yeti, the abominable Yeti, supposedly was from Monstropolis. So does this mean that Bigfoot?
No, he mentions
also...
it.
He does?
Yeah, because when they go back to the Yeti's little cave, he mentions that Bigfoot made like some sort of thing and called himself King Itchy. I specifically remember that for some reason. But
interesting.
Mike's all mad at Sully for getting the banish from Metropolis, and Sully just wants to get back to save Boo, which he eventually does. And so the Yeti's trying to give them snow cones, and he's like, "No, it's lemon." They're yellow.
Yellow and ice. What do you think that is? If you've lived up north, you know. Do not drink or eat yellow snow.
Unless if you actually know it's ice. And it's from a
snow Or if you get it from the abominable snowman.
Yes.
The Yeti. Then you know it's safe.
So, Sully gets back into Monstropolis through Nepal, because that's where they're supposed to be. And it's funny because the monster that's supposed to go through that door into the human world is George again. And yes. Like, I'm done with this.
And he just has, honestly, George has the worst luck.
Yeah, especially MU, what happens is kind of funny. But Sully gets back into Monstropolis to save Boo, and so I'm trying to remember this specific correctly, but they realize that Randall and Water News realize Sully's there somehow, and Randall is trying to choke Sully, and when Mike shows back up, he thinks Sully's like kind of faking it, like he's not. He's like doing an act or something. So, because he can't see Randall, that's a key point of Randall kind of has like these powers where he can blend.
He's
into
like a chameleon.
Any surface. Yeah,
he's like a chameleon.
They make a joke about it in Monsters University where he's wearing glasses, and Mike,
all of him disappears except for the glasses.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny Randall's face after taking the glasses off in that movie.
Oh yeah, and that's why he's squinting. He's like, oh, I can't see. Take it from me, a glasses wearer, I would be squinting.
And I don't wear glasses, so.
Okay, well, lucky you.
But Mike throws a snowball, and that's so Sully sees Randall and then punches him in the face. So they save Boo. No, Water News is running after them. and they trap themselves in the same room where the scream demonstration was and where the opening scene was. So they make it. No, they get Boo's door. They get a key card or Boo's door and put it in to get Boo back in to her human room. That sounds so weird, but um, so Water Noose gets into the room, and well, this is the crazy part is that as an adult, you realize some of the themes in these movies, and Water News says he will kidnap 1,000 children before he let the company die, which is such a weird thing to notice as an adult. Now it's like, oh my god.
Capitalism. He's gotta work for the company.
Well, he said,
He's a slave to the company.
I think he mentions that like he's been in the company has been in his family for like 3 generations at that point.
So
But
he's literally a slave to the company.
yeah. So he may have also felt like a pressure to keep the company going because
That's
of that.
true. If
But
it's like a family business, yeah.
he thinks the person in the bed is Boo, but it's revealed it's the fake kid that they do training with. And it's revealed that Mike has gathered everyone to reveal what Waternoos's terrible side.
Is that, he's willing to kidnap 1,000
He's willing to
children
kidnap kids to keep the company alive, which
so
is
that the company
crazy.
can survive, which is awful.
Yes. And so the CDA shows back up, and this is where it reveals like I have not mentioned this character, but it's revealed that number 1 is Roz, which is the character who always grills Mike on not giving.
Wait, number 1?
Yeah.
Vecna?
Oh, shut up. We should put a
I had to
spoiler
bring
for
it
that. The show
it's
just came out.
fine. Spoiler alert, guys.
No, but it's revealed that the head of the CDA is essentially Roz, who is the one throughout the movie grilling Mike on filing his paperwork. And I've argued with someone with what Roz says to Mike, and I got it right. So, sucks you to that person. But they give an opportunity to Sully to say one last goodbye to Boo, which has one of my favorite gifts of all time with it because I love that. So it's emotional, and when Sully closes the door again, Boo gets out of her bed to open it, and it just reveals a closet, meaning the activation of the door is off, so they can't go back in. It's legitimately one of the saddest endings.
Yes,
but
no, it is a really sad ending. It's kind of like the first 10 minutes of Up. It rips at your heartstrings.
But then there's they like crush the door, I think, into doorknobs, if I'm wrong, because they look like doorknobs.
Yeah.
And Mike finds a small piece of the door that wasn't shredded, or I don't know what happens there.
It just, it just fell out of the wood chipper.
Some time goes by, and it like the monsters have transitioned into laughter being the power source.
Yeah.
So, do want to talk about this later on, but kind of when Sully says goodbye to Boo and when the laughter happens at the end of the movie, that's when Monsters at Work is supposed to take place.
Oh, so
because
it's like
they're transitioning.
No,
yeah, they're like transitioning into this cut. But
also, I'm gonna point out. So when it's at this point in the movie where Mike is basically doing a stand-up routine in this little boy's bedroom. If you look behind him, he has a poster for Tomorrowland behind him, which means that in this universe there is a Disneyland.
Yeah. But and Sully's the head of the company at this point, which is revealed in Monsters at Work. But the running joke of Mike getting blocked by things comes back into play when they get magazines. And Mike is blocked by a barcode in
Yeah, like
this.
yeah, the barcode at the bottom.
Um and so Mike is trying to get Sully into that same scare room again, which is crazy. They go back to that place so many times in the movie. But it's revealed that so also Sully has a clipboard with Boo's drawing on it that he made earlier in the movie. That Boo made earlier in the movie. And so when Mike brings Sully into the room, he reveals that he's reconstructed Boo's door piece by piece, but it's missing one piece, which is the piece that Mike finds on the ground after Sully says goodbye. And Sully opens the door. You just see Sully, and you hear the word Kitty, and Mike. I keep on saying Mike. Sully like kind of smiles, and that's it.
That's
But
so sad, but also
but the end
happy.
credits is so funny because they have like bloopers of the monsters falling and like just like what you would see if like live action bloopers.
Yeah,
But
didn't they do that for Toy Story 2 as well?
yeah, I think they did. But the best
Mm-hmm.
part of the end credits, if you wait, I'm not sure if it's on all home media things, but I think it is because I've seen this in theaters 2 times and I've seen it this part in theaters. But if you wait until the end of the credits, they have the play that they jokingly mentioned, like get that thing out there, get that. I don't remember the name of it, but they have that company play at the end of the movie, at the very end of the credits.
Wait, what company?
So, do you remember when Mike yells at Sully about Boo, like get that thing away from me, or so help me, or something?
Yeah.
And they, like the other monsters are looking at them like, what is wrong with them? And Mike tries to pass off as a company play they're rehearsing for. They show that company play at the very end of all the credits.
Oh, okay,
And it's
okay.
so weird that they bring that back like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh, also like on the Disney Plus version, like if you're in the credits and you know how the screen goes from full screen to like the little one and it'll be like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, you this next." It covers Mike's face.
Oh,
The little
that's funny.
screen. Yeah, it does. So if you're at home, go turn on Monsters Inc. Go all the way to the credits or watch the movie. I recommend it. Um and then the screen will go to the little screen and be like, "Oh, watch this next." And it will be covering Mike's face. I think that's such a cute little detail that they did on the platform.
So, no, there's like some fun facts about the movie. Is that so? I'm not sure if it was late 2020 or 2021 that they released it, but so there's like we mentioned before, there's running Easter eggs for each Pixar movie, like the Pizza Planet truck or
The Luxo ball.
Luxo Ball or Luxo Junior sometimes is in
Yeah.
movies, but one that most people will know about other than the Pizza Planet truck is A113 because that's classroom name at Cal Arts, which already has a weird freaking connection to Walt Disney of itself, just the university. But
Wait, what's the connection?
like Walt Disney wanted to make do a school or something, and then that school ended up becoming Cal Arts or something. I could be wrong, but I
Oh,
think that's what I read.
okay. Okay.
But so one of the Easter eggs is A113 for the classroom that the original for animators or had classes in, and so Pixar released a video. I'm not sure when, but it was in the last 2 years of where you can find A113 in every Pixar movie. But there was one movie that they did not show in that video, which is Monsters Inc.
Is
And
it not in the movie?
people have scoured the movie to see where it is, and no one has found it
So
in the
it's like the
movie.
Pizza Planet truck not showing up in The
Yeah,
Incredibles.
which is so weird because they could have easily put it in this movie. I think
Yeah, that's I
like
did
it
not
could have.
know that.
Yeah,
But do you want to know
it's
what movie it is in?
what?
Endgame.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah, because a lot of like the animators and VFX artists also went to CalArts. So yeah, it's in Endgame, and it's probably in a lot of other
No, yeah,
Marvel
just
movies,
yeah.
but I know it's in Endgame.
My favorite A113 is in Incredibles, because that one's kind of hard to spot, but you can spot it pretty easily.
Where is it in The Incredibles?
It's when Elastigirl is on the island and the screen shows A1, and then the cell that has the most power, like in it, is 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Another fun fact, but people mostly probably would figure this out if they've seen this other movie, but so when you hear younger Riley screaming Inside Out, that's actually the same. That's actually Boo, the person, the kid that played Boo's screams in it, which is
Wait, no.
no, you did not know that, did you?
No, I did not.
Oh my gosh,
I
you
did
did not
not
know
know
that.
that. I did not know
But
that.
it's Boo screaming. You can I like recognized it.
What?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and also another funny thing about those two movies, they're both directed by the same person, Pete
Pete
Docter.
Doctor.
And Monsters Inc. was his first directorial debut. I think Soul was his last movie he was gonna direct. So
Like forever?
yeah,
What? No.
he's the chief creative officer of Pixar now. I think
Oh, so he's not going to direct.
he's still the head. He's still head of.
He's still working at Pixar, but he's
No, yeah,
not directing.
I think he's one of the last original people from Pixar at Pixar.
Oh my
now.
gosh.
Um,
Well, anyway.
another weird thing about Monsters Inc. is the actress that voiced Celia, Jennifer Tilly, I think is her name. Yeah, I think it's Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, when I found out what other role Jennifer Tilly has voiced, I was so shocked because it's like the completely opposite spectrum of Monsters Inc. kids movie. Yeah,
Who else has she voiced?
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly voiced Bride of Chucky.
Oh my
Like the Chucky doll, it's her.
gosh.
And there was even a Chucky movie where she played herself while playing the Chucky doll. Chucky's
Oh, that's
bride.
funny. That's funny.
And the doll's name's Tiffany. Oh my god. When I found that out, I was so shocked. So
She's got the range.
yeah. And obviously another Pixar Easter egg is John Ratzenberger, who's been in most voicing the Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't John Ratzenberger not in a recent one?
I don't think he's in Turning Red. I know he's in Soul because it's like a voice that's in the background. I don't know if he's in Luca or not.
I know where he is at in Onward. He's towards the end of the movie.
Okay. But I know for sure it might have been Soul. That might have been the last movie that he has like a voice.
No, he wasn't in Soul. He was in the last Pixar movie he was in Onward.
No, I thought he was in Soul.
No, he's not in Soul.
Hold on, let me go check.
I'm checking right now. He's not in Soul. The last Pixar movie he was in
I could have
But then he's in a movie. So, do you want to do trivia right now? Or no?
Yeah, let's test my knowledge on Monsters, Inc.
So, I have a few that I can choose from to do this, but so, like I mentioned that Randall has an assistant, I think, but so what famous actor voiced Randall's assistant?
I don't know.
You will be shocked at who it is.
I don't know. Do I get a hint?
Most people will not know what this actor looks like because he's mostly a voice actor.
But he has a famous voice.
He has a famous voice and has played probably one of the most known characters. Like a character you can think of without even seeing the.
Okay, but I need a hint.
Property. Green.
Green?
Yes. Like that famous character that most people would know.
That's green.
Yes.
Is it in another Disney movie?
Yes. Not when it was made, but Disney owns it now.
Is it Oogie Boogie?
No.
Oh, dang it. I was like, I
Older
got
than
it.
that. Older than
Older
that,
than
and
that.
also played that character around this time as well.
Green.
Yes.
And I would know this?
Yes, you will know who this character, the one character is.
Green. It
Yes.
wasn't a Disney movie back then, but it is now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
You literally have a plush of a character that was named of this character after wasn't people called it a baby version of the character for a year.
baby.
You do not
No.
know.
No. No, he played Yoda? Yoda?
Yeah. Frank Oz
Shut up.
played Yoda. Yes.
What?
And I think one of the only live action parts that he's played was the
Monsters
Will.
Monsters Inc. he is in. I gotta speak in Yoda.
Oh, shut up. But Frank Oz voices Randall's assistant. And another movie I want to cover is Knives Out, where
Oh yes, we definitely have to.
Frank Oz is the person that reads out the will to the whole family. That's Frank Oz.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
No, that's Yoda.
Oh, shut up. So another question being, what other Pixar movie could Billy Crystal have voiced?
I know this. Was it I did a video on it. Wasn't he had the potential to be Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah, and they even
Yes.
made like a little reel of Buzz saying dialogue from another Billy Crystal movie, which is how they got Robin Williams to do on Genie, I think. They did the same thing. But,
Okay. I'm on a roll here.
oh, shut up. So, other than Disney's California Adventure and Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, what other Disney park has an attraction themed to Monsters Inc.? You don't have to get the name right, but get the park right.
But the park, right?
Yes.
Feel like I know it. It has to be one of the Asian parks. Because I know it's...
There are 4 Asian parks.
I know, but I know it's not Paris because I've been there and there's no Monsters Inc. ride there. I'm gonna say Tokyo.
Which park?
What?
There's 2 parks in Tokyo.
I know. Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay. I thought I could just say the resort. I'm gonna say Tokyo Disneyland.
You suck. Yeah.
I got it right.
Yeah, it's in a similar.
Let's go.
Oh my god, it's in a similar, like the Men in Black ride. It's kind of similar to that, I think.
Oh, so it's like the Buzz Lightyear rides.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go.
So I have 2 other questions, but I'm not sure if we have to do one or 2.
No, let's do the 2 questions.
So why did the Yeti get banished from Monstropolis? So the reason why he got banished.
Oh shoot, I don't know.
I knew this one would be difficult for you.
Yeah, no, this is difficult for me. I got the other 3, but this is gonna be tough.
The last one may be tough too.
Oh, great. I was on a roll, and now look at me. Ugh. He was banished. I'm just gonna make something up. He was banished because he had a 2319.
No.
Well, yeah, obviously.
He was banished for tampering with the mail, which he jokes about in like a post-credit scene of Monsters University. But in Monsters at Work, it's later revealed that he tampered with mail and uncovered the plans for the Scream extractor, so he saw Randall and Waternose's plans, which is why he got banished.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
I think people figured out that he got banished for tampering with the mail after the joke that's made in the credits of Monsters University, so people probably knew that he got banished for that, but then the actual reason why it got revealed.
Yeah, no, I would not have gotten that. No, you stumped me on that one. Okay, last
but
one.
You may get this last one right, but I'm not sure. But
you just said I probably won't.
In this theory, what other Pixar character could have visited Monstropolis?
In the Pixar theory?
No.
Is that what you asked?
No, in just a theory. What
Oh.
other Pixar character could have visited Monstropolis?
It has to be a monster. What other monster is a Pixar character? Wait. Or is this in relation to like where Randall gets banned? Because he gets banned to the trailer home. That's the same trailer home in A Bug's Life. You know what I'm talking about. They
just had the model, so they used it twice.
Oh. So I'm not going in the right direction.
No. I'm just saying, I think they just used that trailer twice because they had the model down and they're like, okay, plop it in.
Okay, so it has to be a monster character that could visit Monstropolis. Or maybe it's not a monster character, but they have the option to get there through a door. What other movie has a door? And it's another Pixar character?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's not confirmed, but...
You know, I'm going to say Andy.
No.
Okay, because there's a Jessie doll. I was like, oh, maybe, you know.
No.
Andy. Okay, who is it?
Jack.
How?
So, obviously, I just randomly saw this. So, I just had it. I needed a question, so I put it in. But, so, after it's revealed that Boo's in the monster world, it seems like TV crews are interviewing monsters, and one of them says that a kid flew over them and blasted them with their laser vision. And there's one Pixar character that has laser vision, which is Jack. And
what? You should see my mouth right now. It is
Incredibles 2. Obviously, Jack goes somewhere else when he transports.
No.
Yes. I just randomly saw this, and I think it was a YouTube short that I saw it as.
Oh my god.
So credit to whoever that was. I never thought of that.
What?
Yes.
Okay. What? Yeah, no, I would not have gotten that. Okay. So we went through the trivia. I got 3 out of 5 right, so I think that's pretty good. So do you want to give a rating for the movie?
I don't. Obviously, because in fact, this is a movie I chose. I would obviously do 10 out of 10. I would do more if I could.
1,000 out of 10. See, I have an unpopular opinion, and I enjoy Monsters University more than Monsters Inc. I know. Everyone's yelling at me right now.
I don't think anyone's yelling at you.
No, I feel like everyone's like, who do you think you are? How dare you say that? It's still a top Pixar movie for me, though. Don't get me wrong. I would say a solid 7 out of 10. I would give maybe 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I think that's a solid rating. I would give it. Thank you for listening to our episode on Monsters, Inc. I hope you really enjoyed it. Make sure to rate and review the podcast. It greatly helps us, and we would truly appreciate it. And also, you can find us on all social media platforms where Film to Screen. And until next time, see you in the movies.